Everyone argues every day. It has been part of our everyday activity to communicate. But we most argue, especially when we are being disadvantaged by others. We defend ourselves. Good morning once again. This is your professor, Jim Pagalilawan, and I will be teaching you on how to write an argumentative essay. Now, what is exactly an argument? An argument involves the process of establishing a claim and then providing it with the use of logical reasoning, examples, and research. We used to argue, as what I said a while ago, when we are being disadvantaged by others. We use to defend ourselves. We use logical reasonings, examples, and of course, research. Let's move on to what is an argumentative or argument essay. The purpose of an argumentative essay is to present well-reasoned conclusions in order to persuade the audience to accept or at least seriously consider a point of view. Presenting well-reasoned conclusion is a strong argument, especially when you are engaging yourselves into a debate. We also have the aim of writing argumentative essays. Okay, so we have number one is to convince or to persuade the reader. One attempts to change the reader's mind and to convince the reader to agree with the point of view or claim of the writer. So number one here is to convince or to persuade. Of course, we always consider our audience, who are our readers or who are our audience, especially when we are writing an argumentative essay. One attempts to change the reader's mind. We always claim that when somebody reads your write-up, they might change their mind, or they might agree, or they may not agree of what you are trying to say. We also have the key terms to learn before writing an argumentative essay. Number one is to argumentation. This is the act or process of forming reasons, drawing conclusions, and applying them to a case in discussion. This is a process of forming reasons, okay, or drawing conclusions and applying them into a case discussion. This usually happen when you are to engage yourself into a debate. You have to research on the facts or an argument's strong premises or syllogism that could probably back up you in the debate. We also have the pro-argument. This is the point or statement that supports one's ideas. This is again a additional proof of evidence in order for you to come up with a strong argument. Next, number 3 is a counter argument. This is the point or statement in opposition to the argument being made in a written document or speech. Again, the word here is to opposition to the argument being made in a written document. We have to consider, especially when we are a writer, the point of view of our readers. We have to look into it. We have to consider, especially when we are writing this one. Next, number 4 is the refutation. The process of disproving an opposing argument. When you are in a setup of a debate, when somebody tries to refute you, then refute your argument rather, then you have to refute also by by coming up into a strong argument wherein you may be disapproving or opposing their argument. Next, we have the opponent, a person who disagrees with something and speaks against it. We have to take note that when we are in a debate, there is always a motion. The motion should be the thesis statement, which says that this house believes that, for example, love over money. Okay, if we are going to make a motion with regard to this topic, love over money, we could say that this house believes that money can buy happiness while love cannot buy. So that will be your motion. Next, we also have the proponent, someone who argues in favor of something advocate. Just like what I said a while back in love over money. So if you are against money, then you have to defend why you choose love. We also have the elements of argumentation. This is an argument, or we simply say a claim. Okay. An argument states a claim and supports it with reasons and evidence from sources. When we are claiming that this is true, we have to back up it with reasons and evidence from expert or from a source, okay, a reliable source. Arguing your side makes you the proponent. I repeat, arguing your side makes you the proponent. Okay? If you are arguing to yourself, then you are considering yourself as the proponent. We also have the counter argument or the counter claim. The counter argument or the counter claim is an argument that stands in opposition to your argument or claim. Again, this is an argument that stands in opposition to your argument or your claim. This deviates your argument. The counter argument is your opponent's, the other side, argument that tries to explain why you are wrong. Okay, so this is the pro counterpart. It tries to refute you from your argument that's saying that you are wrong. Let's also have to have some tips in writing an argumentative essay. Choosing a topic and writing the thesis statement. Again, the thesis statement should be clear, as what I said a while back. We could consider the motion as your thesis statement. You would say, this house believes that love cannot buy happiness, while money could buy everything or anything. Decide on a controversial topic or debatable and interesting. Always think of a topic which is debatable and interesting to the people in order for them to read or to listen to what you are writing. We have to look into the interest of the audience. Write an argumentative thesis statement. It should be clear, and of course generate ideas. We can do free writing or brainstorming. The first thing that we are doing, especially when we are to come out with a writing in terms of argumentative essays, we have to do brainstorming. When supporting your argument, one important concern in writing an argumentative essay is to strengthen your argument. Again, is to strengthen your argument. To do this, you need to base your argument on the sound evidence. Again, a sound evidence. Why sound evidence? Because you are debating, you are arguing, therefore you make it sure that what you are trying to say or what are your statements should be from the reliable source, and it should be a fact and not a bluff. In supporting your argument, the evidence you could include can be, of course, the fact, the data that have been objectively proven and are generally accepted, such as historical facts, scientific data, or statistics. Okay, you can add some more on this part, for as long as this statement or this argument is fact and came from a reliable source. Examples, you also have to provide examples. Okay, it should be sufficient number of examples to prove the case. Examples should be proven. It should be well reasoned and well concluded write-ups or literary pieces which actually supports your argumentation. Support from authority, and of course the opinions of the expert. It's also important to include the opinions of the experts, especially when your topic is interesting, and you could tap some subject expert or topic expert as to how they come up with this particular context. Now, what is the role of your audience? The role of your audience, of course, is to understanding your audience is key to effective writing of all kinds, especially argumentative writing. An argumentative or an argument is an explicit dialogue or exchange with your audience. So in writing arguments, assume there is a reader that will not agree with you. This is a given context. We should always bear in mind that when we are writing an argumentative essay, someone or some of our readers might not agree with what we are trying to say in our write-ups, because I believe that everyone has their culture and of course has their own beliefs in their lives. To address this problem, we also have to know your audience. What is their position on the issue? How strongly do they feel about it? How are they open-minded enough to consider other views? What will their objections to be your argument? These are the questions that could probably need not to forget by the writer. Okay, these are essentials or vital questions that could be addressed, especially when we are writing an argumentative essay, knowing the position of the person or the audience on the issue that we are writing. You can overcome fair representations of your opponent's views by giving well-developed yes, but, or response. Don't be rude. You should make sure that you reach your audience without offending them. When we are writing, we have to consider also that do not use slang words or words that could probably hit your readers from their culture and of course from their own beliefs. Use tactful and courteous language. Okay, you consider your diction, the words that you have used in your writing. If there are words that are not appropriate, remove or change it. Restructure if it is needed. Avoid sweeping statements like everybody knows or people with any intelligence agree that. Okay, we have to also consider that most of our readers are intelligent. They are more knowledgeable. Sometimes they are more knowledgeable than the writers. That is why for us writers, we have to caution ourselves. We have to be very careful as to what we are trying to write and to inform, and of course to argue with the people. In conclusion, have a point of your argument, make your own decision about your topic, and then identify your audience as what I'm trying to say about that, and then explain what they say about your topic. Okay, expect also. Okay, this is the thing that you also need not to forget when you are still writing this argumentative essay. We have to assume that the people who are reading your write-up is has a knowledge about the particular topic. That is why explain what they say about your topic. It's like you are advancing already your mind in writing this topic. For example, about the COVID-19, about the same-sex marriage that has been happening in the other countries. Would also the Philippines adopt this law that we could allow the same-sex marriage in the Philippines? That is a debatable topic. Expect that everyone has a knowledge on this particular issue. Okay, respond to what they say about your argument and address potential objections with respect. Okay, be always courteous when handling these issues. Okay, and then show why your audience should care. Okay, so these are the things that you are going to consider. There are a lot, okay, but it's not that easy that you think. It's definitely difficult, but it is enjoyable on the part of the writer, because you are trying to express what is in your mind and what is your belief and what culture do you belong from. Thank you very much for watching and listening in our discussion. I hope that everyone is learning. God bless.